one or two biggest challenges you faced in this journey?
So what happened was that we had IPO'd in 2006. We had this cash sitting on the balance sheet. And more cash, we were profitable, more and more cash was coming in every month. And the board said, listen, you better use this cash. You can't just let it sit there. So it was decided that why don't we invest in startups? Now, that was given to me as an add-on assignment in 2007. I was still the CEO of the company then. And I was told that you can invest up to 160 crores next 3-4 years in startups. Now, by today's standards, that's a small sum of money. But at that time, it was a big chunk of our treasury. In the next 5 years, we invested about maybe 200 crores across 7 or 8, maybe 10 companies. 2 of those were Zomato and Policybazaar. In 2010, I stepped aside as CEO and looked at investing full time. My biggest challenge then was, do I really have a job? But as the portfolio grew, it kept taking up more and more time. And I, over the years, made it a full-time job.
So what made you switch from founder to investor? You said you did that in 2010. So what made you do that?
I think the other leadership in the company was ready to take over. The company had told me that, listen, there needs to be a succession plan. So I was 47 when I quit as CEO in 2010. And Hitesh was ready to take over, and he took over, and he's done a great job. So if you look at the market cap of InfoEdge from 2010, when Hitesh took over, to now, I think there has been a massive, massive increase. And all thanks to Hitesh and everybody else, and less to me. Of course, to some extent, Zomato and Policybazaar do contribute to market cap. But really, that credit goes to the other founders of Zomato and Policybazaar and the management teams there. Now, there are close to 100 startups we invested in. Some of those will succeed and are succeeding and are looking promising. So I think over the next few years, we hope 1 or 2 more successes come out.
Right. So if I were just to zoom out, 1997, you started Naukri. What was the mindset at that time?
So I quit my job in 1990, right? And for the first 7 years, I drifted and did 20 small things. Naukri was the 21st small thing. It just turned out right place, right time, worked hard, worked smart, got lucky. We had tailwind. The internet grew, we grew with it. We were able to raise venture capital just before the meltdown, and we were able to then grow the company through the meltdown, break even, make a profit. I think a lot of the credit goes to people other than me. I just happened to be the founder or the CEO at that time, and so I got to go on stage to accept all the bouquets. But really, it's about a lot of other people in the company who have done a lot of the heavy lifting.
Right, and you diversified thereafter. Of course, Naukri still contributes nearly 3/4 of top line, but you diversified after that.
Naukri contributes probably 140% of bottom line. That's most important.
Absolutely. No, I take your point. But what got you to diversify, sir?
So we launched Naukri in 97. And it was going along, doing couple of lakhs a month sales. We were breaking even. I wasn't taking a salary. I told the head of tech, the CTO, Anil Lal, I told him, we've done one category in print, which is jobs. Why don't we do a second category, which is matrimony, right? So he said, okay, I gave a brief, he did a site. We call it Jeevansathi. We let it float. We did not devote any resources to it. We had no resources. When we raised money from ICICI Venture in 2000, April 2000, they said, listen, what is this matrimony site? Just shut it down. Just focus on Naukri, because that's what we invested behind. And also, we want a new auditor. Your small auditor will not do. We want a big 5. So I went to our then auditors, who had been with us for 10 years. And I told them, listen, I'm very sorry, but just 1 second. I'm very sorry, but we have to part company because we need to appoint a Big Five auditor because that's what our investor is saying. So we are going to Pricewaterhouse. So we'll have to part ways. And they told us, hey, no problem. We were thinking of shutting our CA practice and starting a .com anyway. It was bubble time. So we said, great, why don't you take Jeevansathi? And we gave them Jeevansathi to run at almost no cost to them. But we retained a minority shareholding of maybe 45%. Now, meltdown happened. They couldn't raise capital. They worked in it for 3 years. They were again breaking even, bootstrapping. And meanwhile, Naukri managed to grow and turn around and make a profit. And in 2004, we went to them and said, listen, you've not been able to sort of make it scale. Would you like to sell it back to us? And they said, sure thing. We agreed on a price. They made some profit. And we bought Jeevansathi back. And that's how we diversified, as simple as that. And once we diversified into matrimony, the next logical choice was real estate and then education, because they were big advertising categories in print. We were essentially following the print advertising market and so, where is the money coming from? It's jobs